Is January 30th, 2017, and this video is called Fukushima Shills Are Having a Meltdown. The reason why I'm not going to use the voice overlays or anything off of this channel that I'm talking about is because I don't want to lose my copyright status, and I want to keep the community guideline status up, because actually I did use a couple Creative Commons a year or two ago, and I got strikes on them, so I had to delete them. But I am just going to show you and tell you the information that I have, and you could look up this stuff yourself. First of all, this is coming from someone called Connecting the Dots 2. This is the message I got. It says about a year ago, and I just found this the other day because, to tell you the truth, I don't have time to be checking comments and messages and this and that. So I like to check the comments because a lot of them come as spam, and I like to put them out there because I don't censor anything. But I got this message from someone called the Silver Gold Man, and I think he's the same guy. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure, he is connecting dots 1, 2, and 3. And check out this message that I just seen. This is why I think they're having a meltdown. He says over here, TEPCO photoshopped pictures of reactors, ? So since you're so sure I'm wrong with my Fukushima facts, I imagine you have enough courage to debate me live. Come on, don't be a chicken shit. I won't even bet you the same as Kevin Blanche, which $3,000. That's right, I am betting them, asshole, $1,000 per reactor to educate on how reactors are built and where the top floors are located, as it seems you kids are too effing dumb or lazy to research it yourselves. So are going to debate or just flap your lying gate? I'm live every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, at Silver Goldman YouTube channel. Come debate me, but I'll bet you won't have the balls to. So I seen this, and this is what is the whole reason behind this video. And so I want to show him what I think he was talking about. And I'll just put up some of these facts, and he could comment if he wants or make his own video, because he seems to be making a lot of Fukushima videos that are saying, basically, I watched a couple of his, and his consensus is that Fukushima is not a big deal. This is what he states. Now, also in this one video, I encourage you to check out his videos and leave him comments. But the one video is called Fukushima Fraud Online, and he's talking about mostly Dana Durnford, but he mentions Kevin Blanche, and I think he's mentioned Rad Chick. But he's got some really funny stuff, he says, I think. But I think he's kind of losing it because I don't know where he comes up with this stuff. But he's calling it a circle jerk of corruption on YouTube, is what he calls the trio Rad Chick, Dana, and Kevin. I just think that's freaking hilarious. He also states, I wish I could listen to his videos and just give him all the one-liners, but I only wrote a couple of them down. He says it's like marinating one's brain in paranoia juice. I thought that was kind of funny. So then he goes on to talk about how Dana is talking about yellow cake, and if you have a Dixie cup full of this uranium yellow cake, that you could die like in an hour or so. But so this Connecting the Dots or Silver Gold Man, it's definitely the same person. He gives advice about buying yellow cake uranium, and he says that it's the videotape. So what it is, he says that he's handled yellow cake, right? But then right after, he says that, well, first of all, before I say that, I want to tell him, my advice to him is go buy yourself some yellow cake uranium and videotape yourself holding it, please. Because if this is what you say you can do, then just do it. He says he's handled yellow cake before, so I dare you to do it again and tape it. Then he puts on his video on at 0.4 minutes and 45 seconds of the Fukushima Dana Durnford dumbest things he's ever said about radiation. He says this note that I've got no footage of handling uranium oxide, but I did find a video of someone taking or touching uranium nitrate. So then he just goes on and on and on. I kind of actually think he's maybe a little bit jealous because he keeps complaining about Dana Durnford ripping everybody off with money and boats and all this stuff. So he says he's complaining that Dana wants to buy green screens and new cameras, and he calls it BS. It's all a bunch of BS. He says he's getting money from nuclear shills from the nuclear industry. That's what this guy is actually saying about Dana, that they're giving him money, the nuclear industry. Actually, what Dana is trying to prove is the exact opposite about these effects that Fukushima is having on the world. So I don't know, this guy is just like totally all over the place. But what I find funny is he's saying and complaining about this money that's going to Dana to buy all this stuff. He needs new equipment. Well, I'll tell you what, I have donated money to Dana, and there was no gun against my head. There was no threat. I wanted to give Dana the money. I sent him $100 American, which is probably like $80 or $90 Canadian, whatever the exchange is. And I might actually give more to Dana because I'm for his cause. So let's go into these pictures where I said that TEPCO photoshopped the reactors, the pictures of the reactors. A few things, these pictures and a couple documents, and that's it. There's enough information for you and connecting the dots to, delve into and see kind of what's going on and what's trying to be hidden. But years ago, TEPCO came out and they released thousands of pictures from that they took after the explosion, and this was one of them. And this is the original photo, and I am so glad that I saved it. Now, this is the part that I'm talking about that I'm saying is photoshopped. It looks like there's these gray little blocks, pixelated blocks that are covering something over here. Now, this is straight from TEPCO. Now, I didn't Photoshop this. This actually was from TEPCO. They released it. Now, if this isn't a Photoshop, I don't know what is. And if this isn't a cover-up, I don't know what is. But all I did is make it 700 pixels wide so I could have consistency with the photo when I put it on the website. Now, all it did is stretch it out. It's the identical picture, and there is the Photoshop. Now, here is a close-up of the same shot. It's getting a little bit blurry because they're kind of getting blown up over here, but this is the exact same shot that is blown up and zoomed in. And as you can see, it's totally pixelated. Now, I didn't do this, remember. TEPCO did this right here. See the Photoshop? Anybody could see this. Even a little kid could see that this has been photoshopped. If they haven't deleted the whole mass of photos from a couple years ago, but this is the photograph that TEPCO is replaced it with. So not only have they photoshopped it, they actually cropped it out. The Photoshop would be right below here. It's gone. Now, if this connecting the dots to 1, 2, 3 or gold, blue, whatever. If he thinks that it is not really a big deal, look at the force of this blast. It literally took off the paint and the steel rods that actually was holding the outer part of the building together. All that's left are these rods, and here's where the paint used to be. Look at this. It just totally blew everything off. Everything above it is gone. So how this can be determined that this is like no big deal is beyond me, but this is what he's trying to say. And there's tons of it. I'm only going to go through this one document here, and here is where you could find it. There's the URL. It's a PDF, and it's called the Emergency Response Update as of March 18th. And only a couple things I want to point out here for connecting the dots. If you could look at this. Interesting, it says, please note that this information is official use only and is only being shared within the federal family. Okay, and then this is their report. Units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, spent fuel pool, core damaged, core damaged, core damaged, core damaged, core damaged, core damaged, and they are without electricity on the common spent fuel pool. Also, I want to point out here on all of the 6 units except the one, you have low water in all of the spent fuel pools. And the reason why number 1, unit 1, is unknown, because to this date, they haven't been in it yet. It's so radioactive that nothing has been in the building. Their little remote control robots have died, and they're still trying to figure out what's going on in Unit 1. That should tell you something. We want to go to... right here, source term provided to whatever that is, agency or whatever. 25% of the total fuel in Unit 2 released to the atmosphere. 50% of total spent fuel from Unit 3 released to the atmosphere. And here you go. Here's the smoking gun. 100% of the total spent fuel was released to the atmosphere from Unit 4. That is 100% of Unit 4 went up in smoke. All I could say is, connecting the dots, dude, is this is like official use only. So this is not made up. So where you're coming up with is that, let me get this again. You say the consensus is that Fukushima is not a big deal. You know what? I'm not going to debate you. Yeah, I'm going to put my information out there because I think nuclear is just a massive cancer-inducing cluster to everybody. You might think different, and we all have our opinions. You could make your videos to say Fukushima's a fraud, Dana's a fraud, Kevin's a fraud, Rad Chick's a fraud, Organic Slant's a fraud. Do what you have to do. But this is my response to your ridiculous private message, and I apologize for not getting back with you, but I really don't respond to messages. So there you go. Funny thing, look at his videos. I seen where he did actually go to the shore, the west coast shore of Canada, BC coast, the British Columbia coast, and he's walking around there laughing. And then what's so ironic is he goes, you know what, I don't even think this be a good place to camp out. He goes, but there's nothing over here. I don't see anything except some seaweed. Exactly Dana's point. And then he goes and walks around the beach and sees slugs. He sees slugs like cruising around on the rocks, and like the shore, not the shoreline, but like where the trees are growing. He sees slugs and he starts laughing like, "Hey, I found life." You know what? Dana is not talking about slugs. He's talking about starfish and the thousands of species that, you know, decorated the coast that are gone. So I believe Dana. I believe Kevin. I believe Rad Chick. Who I don't believe is this blue gold man or connecting the dots. So there's my 2 cents. If you guys want to put your comments, you're more than welcome to. Fortunately, when you go to try to go to the website, the TEPCO website, and try to investigate this stuff on your own, this is basically what you're going to find. Now, remember I told you the proof is number 4. The spent fuel pool went up in smoke, 100% of it. But they're trying to tell you that the cooling of Unit 4 spent fuel pool properly accomplished on February 14th, 2012. They took some video of pictures taken inside the spent fuel pool itself. So what they're doing is not only they're photoshopping it, they're just totally scrubbing everything, because when you click on these links, all you find is that the videos that you're trying to watch are currently unavailable. Please check back soon. And if you go to the investigation into the transparency of the spent fuel pool, oh wow, look at, unfortunately, it's unavailable. Now check out this top over here, the URL for TEPCO. Now when you go to the site, I'll show you in a second here. When you go to investigate the pictures themselves. All right, here's the article that I did back in December 27th, 2015. I called it TEPCO Can't Call It a Cover-Up Because They've Been Here Before. But check this out. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. If you go to the link, okay, this is the link right over here. If you open the link up, and get when you click on that image for, they took out the security. It's a non-secure part of their website now. And actually, before I got to this, which it won't show up again, you're going to get a warning that says that someone is trying to hack your passwords, and you go to the advanced setting, but they're trying to warn you that you really shouldn't be going to this next page, because someone will try to hack you for passwords, and it's a threat. So you kind of don't click on it, but this is what you're going to get. It's not secure, and here is the URL. You could check it out yourself. That is total fraud, and they should be held accountable criminally and spiritually for what they are doing to you, me, and the planet, and also the blue and gold dude connecting the dots. Believe it or not, TEPCO is killing you too, and that's the shame that you don't even get. Come on, silver gold man, even you can connect the dots. This is an incident report from the International Atomic Agency. These are the big boys. March 15th, they were informed by the Japanese authorities that the spent fuel storage pool at Unit 4 of the Daiichi nuclear power plant is on fire, and radioactivity is being released directly into the atmosphere. Connect the dots, dude. Connect the dots. Last but not least, this is where Unit 4 is. Check this building out, right? Total destruction. And now this, they say, in 2013, that the current status of Unit 4. Now, look at this. There is no way in hell that this is the same building, and how appropriate the picture is cut off where they're looking into the pools. And here's a close-up. Of those pools. And look at how perfect they are. So all I'm saying is Shinzo, Abe, TEPCO, and whoever is behind this mess, that it smells so bad of cover-up. Look at perfect pools. Look at how they're all perfect. There is no way in hell that this is the same place. This was taken before the accident. So don't be fooled. They aren't fooling us. They're so full of shit that we could smell them a million miles away. And that's all.